Welcome back. The Gauteng Film Commission will host its inaugural Gauteng Discover Summit at the Sandton International Convention Centre on the 9th and the 10th of May this year. For almost 2 decades now, the Commission has funded projects, created job opportunities and trained learners through various skills development initiatives. Now, industry leaders and visionaries will gather to share insights and celebrate filmmaking power. The Gauteng Film Commission CEO, Keitumetse Lebaka, speaks to us this morning on the summit. Keitumetse, very good morning. Good to have you back on the show. Welcome.
Thank you so much. I'm glad to be back.
Good stuff, good stuff. Let's talk about the summit and what can be expected next week.
Well, the Gauteng Discover Film Summit is taking place on the 9th to the 10th of May at the Sandton Convention Centre. It really becomes a platform where filmmakers get to engage, get to collaborate, but also a platform where we get to share knowledge and create opportunities for filmmakers just beyond the summit. So the summit is a 2-day event. We start with a great parade that literally is celebrating the film industry. Okay. Over the years, over the last 30 years, there has really been a transformation. So we're starting off with the parade where we'll be showcasing various characters of film, celebrating film, but also just calling for safety in film, collaboration and more funding. We then move into what we then call our plenary sessions, the master classes, conversation on how do we brand the South African film so that it becomes more attractive to global markets. We then start and go into various master classes looking into the legalities of in the entertainment industry, but particularly in film. So that would be some of the topical issues. End of day one, we're going into what we call Dinner Under the Stars. We're literally celebrating authentic storytelling that exists in South Africa, right here in the heart of Gauteng. So we're having that. Day two, we're having an amazing sessions that I'm very excited about. We're talking about topical issues. We're talking animations. We're talking artificial intelligence, wildlife filming. It's literally a lot. Business of film, and ending it, merging film, arts, fashion with a festival that, among others, we'll be celebrating great films that have been shot in Gauteng over the last 5 to 10 years, celebrating some of the global movies that have made it to international festivals, and literally saying to the Gauteng filmmakers, GP filmmakers, that as the Gauteng Film Commission, we're here to support you and that you are important to the growth of the industry.
And how does the summit, and in particular some of the masterclasses, benefit the especially upcoming and new filmmakers?
We find that, as technology changes, as the industry grows and changes, there is a need to start having more conversations on how to position the filmmakers to be more, to access global markets. So it is very beneficial because A, it will be there for dealing with some of these challenges that as a sector will be able to address and deal with. But most importantly, it connects, it's a business-to-business connection. It's a collaborative hub within the summit itself. We have investors that want to come on board and platforms that are willing to commission some of the content. So these are some of the great opportunities that really lie in the summit itself.
And I suppose one of the, touch and go subject is the issue of opening up the audiovisual industry. So will that form part of the discussions or masterclasses? We
are looking into that particular topic as a whole, but more from a strategic point of view. Okay. We're also looking into infrastructural development, how as a film commission we can create a more enabling environment for infrastructure, building of studios within the Gauteng. How do we facilitate this? Because we understand that there is a lot of expression from private sector to deal with that, and we need to play a strategic part in enabling and being a catalyst to having studios, because studios worldwide are very rare and scarce. So enabling that not only benefits the industry but the economy of Gauteng as a whole.
And that is a subject that we spoke about the last time you're here, your initiative to build studios for filmmakers. And I understand that the Film Commission has now decided to take a different approach when it comes to that particular subject.
Yes. We indeed have. I mean, as a commission, we don't invest particularly in infrastructure, but we now need to play an active role in enabling that the economy, the industry has the right studios. Don't get me wrong, we have amazing studios in Gauteng, post-production studios, but there is a need for more in order to stimulate the industry and in order to provide opportunities for filmmakers who find it hard to access studios. So we are now getting into deliberate discussions with the private sector that has come on board to say, we have interest here. How do we collaborate as government to ensure that this happens as speedily as possible?
Are filmmakers from the other provinces invited as well?
Of course, yes. You know, film is across the board. Gauteng is the gateway into Africa. We have more than 50% production companies here in Gauteng, and we are welcoming voices from all other provinces as part of building a united South African film industry.
And you are at the height of attracting international investors. So how is that initiative coming along in terms of benefiting the local filmmakers?
Well, we are engaging with various commissions abroad. We are engaging with various countries. We are engaging as well with various investors. So once there is something fruitful to, at this point, announce to say, these are the MOAs, these are the MOUs. But more importantly, we are also engaging in festivals and looking at an initiative of accessing and taking our filmmakers to global markets to start marketing their various film products and being able to engage with investors at that particular level.
So where are we in terms of exporting our market, exporting our talent and exporting our films? Because some of the South African films have made headways in the different film commissions or in the different festivals internationally. But what's the rate at which we're moving in terms of getting all our films out into the international landscape?
Well, the rate is not as we would want it to be, but the beauty is, if you look into some of the films that the Gauteng Film Commission has co-funded, because we don't fully fund all films. These particular films have made and gotten international recognition in festivals, among others. And for us, that literally becomes the start of literally taking the films internationally. So, as I've indicated earlier, the film festivals become part of the way of accessing global markets, because as the Film Commission, we believe that our products should not just end in South Africa. You know, we need to have products, and you can start seeing the great talents. You know, some of the big productions like The Woman King was shot in Gauteng. You know, you've got some of great productions like Mujaji. It's been partly shot. Some of the studios are here. You know, you've got great productions that across the board that you see on our screens taking here. That is also another way of providing an environment for shooting of film, showcasing also locations at an international stage as well, that allows us to create a global market.
Do you only focus on the ready-made filmmakers, or rather the fully established filmmakers, or do you also focus on the emerging filmmakers in terms of capacitating them and grooming them to adapt to a particular standard?
Our approach is two-pronged. You know, because it's important for the established filmmakers to be able to mentor the emerging ones. So what we literally look into, particularly at our annual performance plan, is we develop the emerging through skills development, through enterprise building, through funding of the various production, through the various genres, be it documentary and so forth. So we play a very active role in making sure that filmmakers at least have a head start into the industry by providing the proper skills, proper resources, and give them a foot into the industry.
Right. What kind of resources are you providing?
Well, we've got funding models, financial. We've got equipments, drones, equipment, camera equipment. We're also looking into, you know, various production for post-production software as well, because not all SMEs can afford it. And we found that when we do provide that, we ease the burden on small businesses who are literally doing their best with the great talent, but may not have all the resources to go the extra mile. So these are some of the assistance that we provide as a Gauteng film location. But we also provide, opportunities of opening up locations, engaging with, the various municipalities for showcasing the amazing locations here in Gauteng as well, collaborating our filmmakers with the broadcasters, because we find that is one of the struggling areas, and engaging them with funders like your IDC, for example, being, the bridge with the DTI. So that's a part of the roles when we say resources that we provide. Yeah.
All right. This should be interesting. Keitumetse, lovely chatting to you. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much.
Good stuff. Well, the Gauteng Film Commission will host its inaugural Gauteng Discover Summit, and we just spoke to the CEO of the Gauteng Film Commission, Keitumetse Lebaka.